2024 USA men's basketball team was the oldest team in Olympic history. You had guys like LeBron, KD, Steph, just legends all throughout the team. If we're being honest, it looks like that era is on its way out the door. And it poses the question of what would Team USA look like in 2028? I feel like this 2028 squad will be the most athletic, skilled, and complete roster that we've ever seen in USA history. Like I mentioned, that 2024 team was the oldest team in USA history with an average age of 30 years old. Anthony Edwards, who was 22, Tyrese Halliburton, who was 24, and Jason Tatum, who was 26, were the only guys on the team that were 30 and under, and two of those guys, in Halliburton and Tatum, hardly ever seen the floor. And there's a lot of young guys coming up, and since 1992, the Dream Team year, only 6 players have been aged 21 or younger that have made the roster. So historically, Team USA doesn't usually go young either, but I feel like more than ever, a lot of young players are in great position to make the USA roster. On the flip side of that coin, only 2 guys have made their Team USA debut at the age 32 or older, with those 2 players being JaVale McGee, and the most recent USA team was Stephen Curry when he made his debut. The 2028 team won't look like the old guard. I feel like this team will be a lot more up-tempo. We'll really get into positionless basketball with those different rotations that we can put out there. We'll have elite shot creation and size, and we'll have defense at all 5 positions. So I'm talking about a team where everybody can handle, everybody can switch, everybody can run. And this might be the first USA team where the athleticism and skill combo, I feel like, is just unfair. Now, if you want to just start at the guard position, that's where things really get scary for Team USA, in my opinion. You got guys like Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson, Devin Booker, Stephon Castle, and even Steph Curry if he decides to return. You starting off with Anthony Edwards, I feel like that's your guy, that's your leader. He's already been on Team USA before on that 2024 team. And Ant was 4th on that 2024 team in points per game. So I think he's a lock. And in 2028, I don't think it'll be crazy to say that Anthony Edwards is the best American player in the league. Tyrese Halliburton, the perfect FIBA guard. He's got the passing, he's got the tempo, he's got the IQ. And similar to Anthony Edwards, he has the benefit of being on that 2024 team. A guy like Tyrese Maxey from the 76ers can provide that speed and a great scoring punch needed, especially running with the second unit. Brunson, a simple bucket getter. Devin Booker, still one of the most polished scorers in the league. Detroit's Cade Cunningham, who led the Pistons to a #1 seed this year. The size at the guard spot, he can just control the whole game, rather he's scoring, getting on the boards, or getting other guys involved. And the wild card, I feel like, is Stephon Castle, a 2-way guard. He's got the toughness. He could really be that glue piece. We've seen a guy like Jrue Holiday constantly make Team USA, and I feel like Stephon Castle can provide that same role and be a great replacement for the future of Team USA. Now, moving on to the wing position, this is where I feel like Team USA can get the most creative, can really provide a lot of mixed matches. You've got guys like Jason Tatum, Jalen Williams from the Thunder, Jalen Johnson from the Atlanta Hawks, AJ DeBansa, Amin Anasor Thompson, and even a guy like Kevin Durant. Jason Tatum, similar to Halliburton and Anthony Edwards, a returning player to Team USA. There's no Steve Kerr on this team. New head coach Eric Spoelstra. So whatever differences Jason Tatum and head coach Steve Kerr might have had, he doesn't have to deal with that. So I'm sure he'll see a lot more playtime than he did under head coach Steve Kerr. It might even be coming with a little revenge. And outside of the elite shot making, Jason Tatum is a great rebounder. And I feel like one of the most underrated keys for Team USA being successful in 2028 is crashing these boards and limiting second chance opportunities. So Jason Tatum can definitely get on the board and crash those. Jalen Williams from the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the best young 2-way players in the entire league. Dealt with injuries this season, but last year made an all-NBA and all-defensive team. Jalen Johnson, athletic, versatile, and really just fits that system perfectly. I think both the Thompson twins, Amin and Nasur, athleticism, defense, and both of those guys can provide chaos and would just be game records for Team USA. Kevin Durant, I feel like no matter how old he gets, will always be an elite scorer and shooter of the basketball. And we might need that veteran leadership with as many young players as we'll have. So somebody who's got Team USA experience and can still provide, I think Kevin Durant will be a great piece. Cooper Flagg, he'll only be 21 in 2026. He's a unit. And we've seen how Cooper Flagg got after that 2024 team in the scrimmages before he even seen any college experience, and he looked to fit right in. So 3 to 4 years removed from that, I can only imagine how much better Cooper Flagg will be. And another young player who's not in the NBA yet, but by the time 2028 rolls around, he'll have 2 years completed in the league, and that's AJ DeBansa, man. I think he's the future. I think he's another future #1 overall pick. And if he develops like expected, I think we've got Kevin Durant / Carmelo Anthony 2.0 in our hands. And I think that'll be a perfect fit for Team USA. Also provides that size at 6'10" and that skill to handle the ball and have elite shot creation. And the position that I think is the most important to get right, as I feel like the margin of error of getting this wrong is a lot smaller than those other positions, is the big man position. We've got Bam Adebayo, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Duren, Evan Mobley, Pablo Banchero, and Scotty Barnes, so I feel like could be a wing as well. But for the limited big men that we've got for Team USA, I wouldn't be surprised if Scotty plays a little bit of that 4 and the 5. Bam, still the anchor. Also Team USA experience, 2-time gold medalist. He provides that defense, another leader. Chet Holmgren, best American rim protector in the game, and he can provide that rim protection and spacing, which is the perfect Olympic big. Scotty Barnes, he's a do-it-all guy, can handle the rock, defense, playmaking. Probably one of the most versatile guys on the entire roster. And then you've got a young Jalen Duren, pure physical presence, rebounding, the energy that we'll need. And then Paolo Banchero, who's got some FIBA experience, just scoring forward pretty much with size, and just a matchup nightmare overall. Now, we still got 2 years, so a lot of things can change. Players can get better. Unfortunately, injuries will happen. Some players might play for different countries. So everything is still up in the air. But that 2028 team will be really exciting. And although history doesn't point in the direction of us going younger, I feel like a lot of young players are in position to make that 2028 USA Olympics team. Con Knipple, AJ DeBansa, Cooper Flagg, Darren Peterson. The list just goes on and on. So let me know who you think are some key pieces that have to make the 2028 USA team for us to get gold. I appreciate you guys for watching. It's Fueled by Craft.